Liberty is a founding thought and idea in our nation. Liberty, though, is nothing without something to back that up. And many of us believe that the Second Amendment of the Bill of Rights is the thing that backs that up. We have some stalwarts in the defense of our Second Amendment rights in our congressional delegation, and we're here to honor them, and specifically one today. So let me start by introducing Senator Lisa Murkowski.
Thank you, Rick. And I know you think that we're all here to focus on the Second Amendment and the fine work that Senator Stevens has done. That fact of the matter is opening day is coming up in just a couple days, and I think a few of you are here on your way out. Pick up your shells, and I just picked up my duck stamps, so I'm ready to go. In terms of protection of our Second Amendment rights, though, as Rick has mentioned, there hasn't been anybody who has been a greater stalwart, a greater leader in this area than Senator Stevens, working side by side with him as he works to protect those Second Amendment rights for all Americans. For those of us here in Alaska, it is indeed a privilege and a pleasure to be working with him and for him to be allowed to continue that fight in the Congress for us. Thanks very much. I'm out of here to Bethel.
Thanks to Lisa Murkowski for that. And we brought in Katie Scarola, someone who's used the Second Amendment all her life to live, to breathe, and so forth, to read the proclamation. Katie Scarola.
Good afternoon. I have here in this letter dated August 21st to the Honorable Ted Stevens. Dear Senator Stevens, I am pleased to inform you that based on your tireless and consistent support of the Second Amendment during your 40 years of service in the United States Senate, you have earned the endorsement of the National Rifle Association Political Victory Fund in your 2008 re-election campaign. For 4 decades, you have always stood with America's gun owners and sportsmen to protect our firearms freedoms, earning an A+ rating from the NRA PBF for your many years of support for our Second Amendment rights and hunting heritage. While we certainly appreciate your numerous pro-gun votes during your tenure in office, most recently, we are especially grateful for 1. Your co-sponsorship and vote for the Protection of Lawful Commerce in Arms Act, enacted into law, ending bogus gun industry lawsuits trying to bankrupt firearms manufacturers and dealers by holding them responsible for the acts of criminals. 2. Voting for the Disaster Recovery Personal Protection, also enacted into law, prohibiting gun confiscation during states of emergency, as happened after Hurricane Katrina. 3. Co-sponsoring the District of Columbia Personal Protection Act that would repeal the gun ban for law-abiding D.C. residents and restore their right to self-defense. 4. Signing pro-gun congressional amicus brief in the Heller case, supporting the Second Amendment as an individual right and striking down the gun ban in our nation's capital. 5. Co-sponsoring the National Right to Carry Reciprocity Bill that would extend federal protection for state right to carry permits and licenses across the country. And 6, strong opposition to the Clinton gun ban and legislation to regulate gun shows out of existence. As a longtime member of the Senate Appropriations Committee and its former chairman, we look forward to continuing to work with you and to defend the Second Amendment and our hunting heritage. Sincerely, Chris W. Cox, Chairman, NRA PBF.
There you go. Very good. Well, I'm delighted to have this endorsement once again. I served 2 terms on the NRA board, and I'm a lifetime member of NRA. I take guns very seriously. As a matter of fact, I never will forget it. I learned how to shoot a gun when my uncle, an ex-Marine, at 22, he let me know that I could have a gun as soon as I could hit a walnut that was swinging from the ceiling on the lot, just back and forth. I had to hit it 5 times in a row before he'd let me have a gun. And I did that. And I was about 9 or 10. But my boys and I have had hunting trips. That's just a great memory of mine with some of the things that we've done. But above all, I think that the main thing is to keep in mind this is a basic right of all Americans. It's a Second Amendment right. It should not be under attack. It has been under attack. And I'm going to be there as long as I live. defending the Second Amendment rights. So I'll have any questions. Thank you all for this endorsement. Nice to see you two here. Appreciate it. We're a long way to be with. And all the rest of you, Phil.
A couple other folks.
A couple
are
other
gonna say
people are
some
going to
things,
talk beyond me. So thank you again. Right. Who else? Who's coming up?
yeah. Eddie.
Well, great.
Good afternoon. I'm Eddie Grasser. I'm a former field rep for the NRA here in Alaska. I currently serve as the president of the Alaska Chapter Safari Club. And just briefly like to say that Senator Stevens has always been a stalwart supporter of our issues. As we all are aware, sportsmen across the nation are almost constantly under attack nowadays by people that don't understand the roots that we come from. The right to keep and bear arms, hunting, fishing, those activities are as old as America is itself, but there's continually people that want to take those away from us. And we are very appreciative of Senator Stevens' strong stand to stand with us, protect those cultural heritage that are important to us as Americans. And we hope to see him in the Senate for another term, standing tall, protecting what America is really all about.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Gail Phillips. I'm former Speaker of the House of the Alaska Legislature, and as a member of the House, I received an A+ rating from NRA. So I'm well qualified to speak about the importance of this rating for Senator Stevens and the NRA endorsement for Senator Stevens. I want to touch bases on something just a little different today, and I would like you to imagine what it would mean to Alaska if Senator Stevens was not elected and Senator Obama was elected president. Senator Obama has on record votes against guns, against hunting, against Alaska. And I'd like to just touch bases on 4 or 5 of these that I think are crucial to Alaskans. Number 1, he voted against 2 of the 5 judges that support individual rights to keep and bear arms. He voted to ban all rifle ammunition used for hunting. What would that do to us here in Alaska? What would that do to us if we couldn't get ammunition for our guns? He voted for a 500% increase in the federal excise tax on firearms and ammunition. We had that 500% increase on the cost of our guns and our ammunition. In addition to the fuel cost to get out to go hunting, there'd be many people that just would not be able to go hunting anymore. He endorses a complete ban on handgun ownership. Think of how that would go over in Alaska. And he opposes the right to carry laws. And think of what that would mean to each one of us. It's crucial that we elect Senator Stevens. It's crucial that we elect senators like him, that if we unforeseen would be to happen and Senator Obama was elected president, at least we have somebody in Congress to fight for our side. So everyone, we need to support Senator Stevens. Thank you.